This picture was photographed at the Marine Corps base in San Diego, California. Here, equipped with the newest and finest of weapons, hardened to actual combat conditions under officers steeped in the traditions of their corps, the United States Marine today rightfully qualifies as the best fighting man on earth. Marines have fought through every generation, in every land and every clime, where Americans have been called upon to uphold their country's honor. It is to these men, to Marines everywhere, past and present, that this picture is dedicated, but more particularly to that immortal band of leathernecks who, when trapped on Wake Island in the early days of the present conflict and asked what they wanted, impudently and gloriously replied, "Send us more Japs."
Now, you men, look at this picture. It shows the first time American Marines were ever in a fight on foreign soil. And it was just 4 junior officers and 16 Marines and sailors against twice that many of those monkeys. Sailed into the harbor of Tripoli and taught those pirates of that day a lesson they've never forgotten. That's Stephen Decatur. He came within an inch of getting his head cut off. Yes, sir, he'd have been a gone ashore if a Marine hadn't stuck out his neck and taken it for him. That's why we are called leathernecks. Sit down. Did I tell you to stand up? I know that knocking over one of those 2x4 windjammers and clubbing a few pirates into the sea doesn't mean very much to you boys today, but what I'm getting at is that guy who stuck out his neck for Stephen Decatur. What'd you say his name was, Sergeant? Reuben James. Well, what's that got to do with it? He was a Marine, wasn't he?
Oh, but his name wasn't Reuben James, sir. It was Daniel Fraser.
How's that?
Well, I know everybody thinks it was Reuben James, sir. The Navy even named a destroyer after him for it. But the doctor on the Enterprise said it was Daniel Fraser, and he ought to know because he treated him for 2 wounds on the head.
Well, that's very interesting. Come here, son. What's your name?
John Dent, sir.
Where you from, Mr. Dent?
Chugwater, Wyoming.
And what book told you to go around shooting off your mouth, correcting your superiors, calling the Navy a liar?
Oh, me, sir?
Where do you think you are, in junior high?
Oh, but I didn't mean that.
Nobody asked you what you meant. Besides, if you'd have read deep enough, you'd have learned that nobody cares what his name was. He was a Marine. That's enough.
Yes, sir.
Now go back up there and sit down. Your name must be Dixie Smith. That's right. What of it?
I was looking for you. They told me to keep cruising around till I found some guy about to bust a blood vessel, and that'd be you.
Okay, what do you want?
I got a letter here for you someplace.
From who?
My father?
Who's he?
Oh, yeah, here it is. Captain Winters.
Captain Chris Winters, the skipper?
Well, Mother used to always call him Christopher. I'm Chris. That's how she told us apart.
So you're the skipper's son. Yeah, I can see it now. You look just like him.
Thanks.
And if you're anything like your father, you're okay.
Well, Dad always told me you were a great help to him in winning the war.
We didn't do so bad. You know what's in this letter?
No, but you know these doting fathers.
Well, your father tells me you've decided to be a Marine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Funny, but you had me fooled there for a minute. I took you for an officer or something.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was a captain at Culver before they kicked me out.
Well, nobody cares what you were at Culver. You're nothing but a mule-eared, red-bottom boot in the Marines. And you needn't expect any favors either, just because your father happens to be a friend of mine, understand?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Sergeant, because if there's one thing in my character that stands out, it's not asking or taking favors from anyone.
What do you mean coming in here this time of day, wandering loose all over the place?
Well, you see, my paper said to report by Reveille tomorrow, not today. So I just dropped by to make sure I had a reservation. Oh, by the way, Sarge, you don't happen to know any good telephone numbers, do you?
We'll take that up at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay, sir. You're the boss. Anytime it's convenient.
To the rear. March!
Hey, boy. I beg your pardon, but haven't we met someplace before?
Another zombie.
It's no use, buddy. There's 5 guys to every dame in this burg. Besides, you don't stand a chance without one of those soldier suits.
Can you beat it? My last night of freedom, and what am I doing with it?
A couple of more of those and you won't have to worry.
Calling Major Wilson. Calling Major Wilson. Calling Major Wilson.
I beg your pardon. My name is Chris Winters.
Yes?
Major Wilson asked me to keep an eye out for you and to tell you he's terribly sorry, but he's been detained.
Does that mean he's not coming at all?
Well, he wasn't sure, but he suggested that perhaps I might...
Thank you very much. That's awfully kind of you, but I'll be quite all right. Good night.
You sure I couldn't take you home or wherever you're going?
I'm afraid you wouldn't find a travelogue on the Gobi Desert very exciting. Good night.
He wasn't sure he wouldn't make it, and besides, it seems a shame to rush off after I promised I'd... Well, at least you might stay and have just one drink. It's swell out on the terrace. Besides, you know how these conferences are. You can get awfully thirsty on the Gobi Desert.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
You seem to know a lot of people around here.
Yes, a few. Have you known Major Wilson long?
Oh, Willie?
Willie?
Why, sure. That's what we used to call him in school. Willie Wilson. Great guy.
Were you at school with Willie?
Why, we used to room together. Didn't he ever mention me?
You're not that football player who was voted the most popular man in the school.
No, that was old Joe Bates. Hockey's my game, ice hockey. Much faster. I was the boy voted most likely to succeed.
I can understand that.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Mr. Winters, this is Ensign Thomas.
How do you do? Hello. May I finish this?
Hey, Simon. Come outside a minute. I want to talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid this is mine.
But
It's all right, but I'll be back. Thank you.
This is like old home week around here.
yes, isn't it?
You seem to know everyone, but me.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Winters?
Yes?
Well, Major Wilson just called, sir, and he'd like to know if you and the young lady will join him at the U.S. Grand Hotel as he's still tied up.
The U.S. Grand.
Thank you. Well?
Oh, no. I couldn't think.
Nonsense. We can't just leave Willie down there by himself.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Lieutenant.
Evening, Major Wilson.
Let's go out by the terrace. It's shorter.
Okay. Looking for someone?
Yes. Oh, how do you do?
How are you, sir?
My, how the U.S. Grand seems to have changed.
Ah, you'll like it a lot better this way. It's wonderful. Gay, a lot of laughs.
You must come here quite often.
No, I've never been here before. Come on.
You haven't by any chance forgotten about Willie, have you?
Well, he kept us waiting, didn't he? Well, what did I tell you? Isn't it great?
Yes, she's wonderful.
Now, don't tell me you have a jealous nature.
Oh, I'm consumed with jealousy and suspicion.
Did you ever try tequila for that?
Tequila.
Yeah, that's Mexican for zombie.
I think I'll stick to dancing. Shall we?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Let's get out of here.
And go where?
I haven't the faintest idea.
For someone who hasn't the faintest idea where he's going, you have a remarkable instinct.
Now stop that! After all, I've never even been out with you before. I must have been crazy falling for that line of yours. I'm not that kind of a girl. You can't just pick me up and bring me to a place like this. I never saw you before. I don't know anything about you, and you don't know anything about me. Well, you don't even know my name. Now, you take me right back to that dance, you understand?
Oh, now, honey,
Now, stop, please. Now, leave me alone. Please, please.
Take me home.
Just one more kiss.
I mean it. Get me out of here.
Not now.
Now, right this minute. Good night and goodbye.
What do you mean, goodbye? I'm not going anywhere.
But I am.
Now, wait a minute. When am I going to see you again?
Oh, never. Once is enough.
Mary.
Uncle Bill, I was never so glad to see anyone in all my life.
Why, what happened to you?
Nothing, thank heaven. I just went out for a ride with your old roommate.
My old what?
Oh, it's okay, Major. It's a long story.
Maybe I should be psychoanalyzed.
Morning, Sergeant. You're up kind of early. Yeah, I'm expecting a guest.
Don't tell me Cagney's coming down here to glorify the Marines again.
No, just another red bottom boot. I told him to be here at 5 o'clock or I'd...
Morning, Sarge.
Follow me.
Yes, sir.
All right, men, come to attention. Stand up straight, put your heels together. Now, you're going to move in that direction. Face your right. That's not your right. You down there, turn around. All right? Fires. Try to keep some sort of step.
You're not going to give me one of those Marine haircuts, are you?
What about it, Sergeant?
Stick to regulations.
Hey, take it easy.
Anyway, I haven't sat down since I got here.
What you expect is they're standing on me, you lug.
Oh, yeah?
Attention! At ease. This platoon starts its instructions tomorrow. You men have been sent here for training. If any of you are standing with your tongue in your cheek, feeling that your exceptional talents and non-combat activities will remove you from harm's way, get it out of your heads. There's no such animal as a non-combatant in the Marine Corps. Our methods of training may not be to your liking, intentionally so. But however unpleasant our methods are, they bring results. Because so far in 166 years of Marine Corps history, there's no record of failure. Officially, you're men and will be treated as such. There's no place for personalities in this business. You will adjust yourselves to conditions as you find them, whether you like it or not. You will learn to do what you are told, whether you like the manner of telling or not. To those of you who've always lived at home, this change is going to be a big one. If you start feeling sorry for yourselves, you're licked. Get up each morning with a feeling of confidence in your ability to take care of your share of trouble. Stay out of sick bay with minor or imaginary ailments, because the Marine Corps doesn't run to the Navy for pampering. If you don't weaken, you'll leave this training center after a period of 8 weeks with a self-confidence that will stand you in good stead for the rest of your lives. Remember that. All right, come to attention. Nice permanent you got there, son.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take the curl out of it.
Yes, sir.
Get that junk off your bed, Winters. Put it in that corner over there so it can be shipped home.
The pretty pictures, too, sir?
You know, Winters, I've seen plenty of fresh young squirts like you, but it's a funny thing. After a few days here, all that schoolgirlishness seems to run right out of them. Maybe it's the hot sun, or maybe it's me.
Well,
you better get one thing straight. My job here is to make a Marine out of you. If I can't do it, I'll run you out of here so fast you won't know what hit you.
Hello, Sarge.
What, are you back again? Now listen, all of you. I want you to take a good look at this ugly gorilla because you're going to see a lot of him. His name is O.K. Jones. He's already served 2 hitches. I hoped we were rid of him the last time. I want to warn you. Don't lend him any money. And if you got any dames you're particular about, you better lock them up below and batten down the hatches. Now, above all, don't gamble with him. That's all. Carry on.
Hey, Sarge. Look, you want us to take care of this first guy, Winters?
No, I'll take care of him myself. As for you, I don't want to catch you shooting dice with these boys, understand?
Not me, Sarge. I've sworn off.
Of course, if that wise guy gets any ideas...
He got any dough?
There's one trouble with it.
Thanks, Sarge.
Second nature to me.
Come on, Dad, get in tempo. Keep your eyes on the instructor.
Yes, sir.
Heads up, eyes straight to the front. Straighten up that piece, Roberts. Hold up that chin, Dent. Pull down on that butt. If you can't keep that hat on, I'll give you a string to put under your chin like your grandmother used to wear. Is that the way you're supposed to stand? What's the matter with you? You're tired?
No, sir.
Get that smile off your face, Winters. What? I said very distinctly, port arms, not forward march.
Yes, sir. Left flank.
I want all of you men to watch this platoon when it passes. They've only been at it a few weeks longer than you have.
Fourth squad, fifth. Third squad, fifth. Second squad, fifth. Third squad, fifth. Fourth squad, fifth. Third squad, fifth. Second squad, fifth. Third squad, fifth. Fifth. March manual. Right flank.
Now you see, you've got a lot to learn, so any of you men who expect to make sea school better snap into it. Right shoulder, arm. Left shoulder, arm. Get those teasers. Forward, arm. Inspection, arm. It's ragged. It sounds like a machine gun. You know that cutoff is supposed to be down? Keep your eyes in the front, Winters. Watch me. Foot, armed. Left shoulder, armed. Right shoulder, armed. Foot, armed. Present, armed. Foot, armed. Inspection, armed. Order, armed. See if you can get it right. Inspection, armed. That's better, then. You're pretty good, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Very good.
Port arms! Right shoulder, arms! You men are moving into tents today, so pick yourselves a wife. That's all. Platoon, dismiss.
He called him in the winter, too.
Yeah, you can say that again, brother.
Come on, Jack, get in there. What do you think this is, a butterfly dance? Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing personal. I was just practicing.
For a moment there, I thought Sergeant Smith had been giving you ideas.
Say, what's wrong with me anyway?
I don't know. Where do you hurt?
I mean, why can't I ever do anything right?
Well, give yourself time. You'll get the hang of it.
Doesn't seem to make any difference how hard I try. Always getting things balled up. Look what happened out in the rifle range this morning. I was great. 100%. Didn't hit it once.
Maybe you're letting Dixie Smith get you down.
No, that's not it. I've always been like this. All feet in the yard wide.
This being a Marine means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Does it? Well, I'd rather be a Sea Marine than... Well, ever since I can remember, I've been looking forward to it.
Say, Dent, how'd you like to bunk with me?
What?
Well, maybe I could give you a few pointers.
Oh, gee, that'd be swell. Oh, but they've already put Joe Sutton in here. You've got OK Jones.
Never mind, I'll fix that.
Wait a minute, you better not.
Sorry, Sutton, you're moving.
What do you mean?
Orders from Washington. Now, look, Johnny, the only reason that Smith is riding you is because he can't ride me. But even he knows you'll make a better leatherneck than all the rest of us put together.
Oh, tell that to the Marines.
Listen, next time you're out on that range, be sure your sling is tight. Get a good grip on the ground and dig your feet in the dirt. Watch your windage and remember, your rifle is just like a jealous woman. You gotta hold him and squeeze. What do you say?
Well, I guess maybe with you around to ride herd on me, I'll make the grade.
Sure. And maybe with you around, I'll make the grade myself. Come on now, let's try. Uh-oh. Yeah, one Hershey bar with nuts. Sarge, hold this one, will you? I beg your pardon. My name's Chris Winters. Remember me?
What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, I'm still looking out for Willie's interests. Okay, so I'm a fresh-caught boot. But that's not the point. What are you doing here?
Why, I'm just out getting a breath of fresh air.
Well, I hear there's a swell batch of it down by the bay.
Not for us.
Oh, don't be that way. Come on, let's go.
Sergeant.
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant, will you explain to Private Winters that as a Navy nurse I hold rank equivalent to a lieutenant, and that at all times I should be addressed in the same manner as a commissioned officer?
A lieutenant?
And that he should state his business as briefly and in as businesslike a manner as possible.
Yes, ma'am. I'll impress it on him so there'll be no further misunderstanding.
Thank you. Good night.
Say, what is this, a gag?
You heard her.
A woman, Lieutenant?
Same thing in the Nurse Corps.
She's stationed here?
In the dispensary.
I'll be... Thanks, Sergeant.
Wait a minute, Winters.
I'm only going to apologize to her.
That's not necessary.
In a perfectly military manner, I assure you.
You know the regulations. She isn't allowed to associate with enlisted men.
Wouldn't by any chance be what's holding you back, would it, Sarge? That's where we differ. I rush in where sergeants fear to tread. No bite, Sarge?
Take it easy now.
Winters! Don't lift him, fellas. Be careful. Let him lie flat.
Chris!
My right leg.
Better get him to sick bay as quickly as possible, Sergeant.
Call the ambulance.
Yes, sir.
Oh, ouch.
Now, don't move. Hold it steady.
Ouch.
Let the doctor see those as soon as they're ready.
Right.
Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, Lieutenant.
Just say, yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am. I think I'd feel better if I could sit up for a moment.
Let me help you.
Oh.
Do you still feel dizzy?
Yeah, everything's going round and round. Perhaps if I could hold on to you. That's better. I'm sorry about the other night. I don't know what came over me. I don't want you to think I'm always like that, pulling cheap tricks.
Does it still hurt here?
Oh, ouch. Yes.
And all down the left leg?
Yes, from the knee down. You can't imagine what I've been through. Thinking about you all the time and not even knowing your name.
It's Mary Carter. Now, I think you'd better lie down.
You're not serious about those regulations, are you? You know about officers and enlisted men.
I'm afraid I don't have anything to do with that. It's a Navy matter.
That's a lot of bug. Oh! They can't expect me to hang around here and not even see you, especially after...
I think you'd better relax.
Well... You're not going to leave me, are you?
Oh, no. Not while you're in this condition. I'll be right back.
Well, how is he?
I think he'll recover.
I can't find a thing.
Of course you can't. There isn't anything wrong with him.
What?
There isn't a sign of a bruise on him. First he said his right leg hurt, then his left. Now it's just shock.
Why, the lying young squid.
It's all right, Sergeant. The moment he sees me, a crazy impulse seizes him, and he's not himself.
So help me, I'll kick him humpback.
It's all right, Sergeant. I don't think we'd better take chances. Perhaps a good night's sleep here where we can keep an eye on him and see that he's kept nice and warm. This ought to take care of that, don't you think, Sergeant?
Mustard plaster, huh? Any objection if I stick around just in case he gets violent?
I think that's a very good idea. No telling what complications might set in by morning.
What's the verdict?
We can't tell definitely until morning.
Does that mean I'll have to stay here all night?
I'm afraid so.
And are you going to be here with me?
If you'd like me to.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Do you think you can sit up again while I rub this ointment on your shoulders and chest?
I can try. Oh, ouch. Ooh. Oh. 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 Ouch. Oh. Ooh. 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 Oh.
Does that feel nice?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Cool and soothing, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Would you like some more?
Oh, please.
You tell me where.
All up over the shoulders. Mm. 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 Oh, ouch!
Does that hurt?
Yes.
Maybe I'd better put some tape on it.
I think you better. Gee, this feels swell.
I've ordered some temporary splints for your legs in case there are any fractures.
You're sweet.
I hope you feel the same way tomorrow.
Oh, I will. Whew. It's hot in here. Nurse! Nurse! Help! Nurse! Nurse! Nurse!
Did you call?
Get me out of here, quick!
Now, just lie still.
Lie still, it's killing me. Get me out of here.
You'll only do yourself harm.
I don't care, I'm burning up.
Here, take this drink of water.
I don't want a drink of water, I'm dying. Get it off of me, will you?
Try to lie still and think about something else, and maybe you'll go to sleep.
Please, will you get this tape off of me? It's killing me.
I'll get you some aspirin.
I don't want an aspirin. Help! Help!
What's the matter? Is he worse?
Delirious.
I'm not. I'm burning up. Get me out of here, will you?
I'll help you.
Oh!
I'll be right outside in case you need help.
Go on, laugh, you big hyena. Oh, if you only knew what this was doing to me. Please get it off. Will you please get it off?
Do you think you've had enough now?
Yes, please. Get me out of this. Please. Oh. Ouch. Faster, will you? Ouch! Why don't you use alcohol?
But this is much quicker.
Never mind. I'll do it myself. Look at me. I'm branded. Oh! Ouch!
A perfect V. And that's for victory. You can get dressed now and go back to your barracks.
Thanks.
Come in.
Well, Chief, the fire's out.
I know it was mean, but I couldn't resist it.
Oh, that's all right. It was quite an experience. Besides, it worked, didn't it?
What worked?
My getting to see you.
Is that so important to you?
Look, anytime I go around impersonating a hot dog,
With plenty of mustard.
you know it's important.
Now, stay away from me.
I think I like you better with your hair down.
It's against regulations.
It was against regulations for Grant to drink whiskey, too.
Yes, and he lost a lot of battles on that account.
Sure, but he won the war.
Get out of here before I...
How can I get out of here knowing how you feel about me? After all, I'm delirious. Out of my head.
Yes? Hello, Uncle Bill.
Well, Winters, I understand you were shaken up by an automobile tonight.
Yes, sir.
Say, that's a pretty ugly cut you got on your lip. You better take care of it.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm telling you, I got the whole thing all figured out. 1,000 guys getting $30 a month. That ain't chicken feed, baby. Okay. Say I take just a fourth of them for half that amount every payday. That's $3,750 a month. Why, inside of 4 years,
Oh, sure, you got it all figured out swell. One more hitch and you're gonna be a millionaire. Why, you big phony, you said that the last 2 times.
I gotta soften them up first, don't I?
And me giving up the Navy for a seagoing bellhop like you.
Oh, baby, now look here, I want to talk to you about something.
Sonny boy.
Never mind, lady. I'll get him for you.
Hey, come here. Hey.
Chris! But, darling, well, aren't you going to kiss me?
Sister, what in the world are you doing here?
Sister?
Yeah, that's what all the fellas here call them.
They're dames?
Yeah.
There he is, ma'am.
Oh, but you let him get all wet. I mean, oh, you're sweet. But really, you are terribly sweet. Would you mind holding him till we get in the car?
Sure.
Did you say till we get in the car?
But of course, you're having dinner with Uncle Bob and me on the Paget's boat.
Well, I'm sorry. We're not allowed off the base for 7 weeks.
Silly, don't you think I knew that? Mister, will you come here a moment, please? You're an officer of some kind, aren't you?
A sergeant.
Well, would you say that a pass signed by General Gordon himself is good?
Lady, any pass signed by the CO is okay with me any day.
You see?
But I just remembered I have to clean my rifle.
Forget it.
It's awfully greasy.
Go on, have yourself some fun while you can. The rifle can wait.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant. I'll see that he's not too late. You see?
Hey, lady, don't forget Sonny boy.
Oh, thank you. Darling, you don't mind holding him, do you? I know he's dripping wet, but a little water can't hurt you. And I do hate tracks all over the upholstery, but really I do.
Mary. Mary.
I can't make it tonight, Jim. I have to go on duty.
Do you want to break a window?
Mary. I'm sorry I'm late.
If you think I've been waiting for you, you're crazy.
Well, I tried my best to get back in time, but...
Your sister wouldn't let you.
Well, we got to talking about a job I was offered in Washington.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Aren't you interested in hearing about it?
Why should I be?
Well, I thought perhaps you'd help me decide what to do.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid my advice isn't worth much.
It's a desk job.
Really?
You know, good pay, shorter hours.
Sounds overwhelming.
No more sneaking around in the dark, chucking rocks at strange windows.
Then by all means, you should take it.
You don't think the Marine Corps would be mad at me if I quit, do you?
I should think they'd be delighted to get rid of a fresh...
Darling, you say the sweetest things to me.
Leave me alone. I've got to go in.
Not until I tell you how crazy I am about you. I thought you liked me, too. After all, you made me a mustard plaster, didn't you? You don't want me to go, do you?
Don't get the idiotic idea that I was jealous.
Oh, of course not.
Why don't you stay away from me, please?
I bet I'm the first leatherneck in history that ever kissed a lieutenant.
One, two, to the rear, hard. Step to the rear, hard. One, two, three, four, step, step.
Get those chins up, chests out. Hip. The guide is right. Hip. Hip. Suck it in, Adams. What do you think you're doing, Sutton the rumba? Come on, put your mind on your work. Remember, you're getting paid for this. Hip. 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 1, 2, halt. Left, please. Left, on. Just between us, Dan, whoever let you in the Marines? He said you must have been a close personal and intimate friend.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter with you? Didn't you get enough sleep last night?
Who, me?
You heard me.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I think he'd get tired of hearing himself talk.
What's that, Winters?
Nothing, sir. I was just thinking out loud.
Well, let's not have any secrets around here. Speak up.
I was going to suggest, sir, if you stop trying to scare the pants off of Dent, perhaps he might do better.
So the captain from Culver doesn't like the way I run this outfit?
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, sir. Still, as I was telling General Gordon yesterday...
Pardon me? You were telling who?
General Gordon, you know, the CO. We were yachting together.
Winters, that's very interesting. I'm sure you can be a great help to us here.
Thank you, sir.
As a matter of fact, it might be a good idea for you to take over a little while. Put some of your theories into practice.
Very well, Sergeant. I'd be glad to.
Carry on, Captain.
Do you mind? Paul, step up in the front rank. Right shoulder, hard. Left face. Forward, hard. Get those pieces straight in there. Straighten up that face. Chin up.
Experimenting, Sergeant?
Just trying to find out if it's true about putting salt on the bird's tail, sir.
Winters, eh?
Yes, sir.
Let me know the answer. Very well, sir.
Sadie, how you like that sugar?
Hey, Cap! Is this the way they do it at Culver? The idea of Sergeant Smith thinking he could drill us. Why, he hasn't been at it hardly more than about 20 years. Hey, brother.
Yeah?
Isn't he firm looking?
He certainly is.
He scares the pants off me just to look at him.
Hey, listen, fellas, why don't you cut the crowd? Why, ain't I doing good?
Come on, you guys. Let's get him that vulgar movement. Come on.
Right shoulder, hard. Forward, hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm halfway. Hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1. First squad in hard. Second squad in hard. Third squad in hard. Fourth squad in hard. First squad in hard. Second squad in hard. Third squad in hard. Fourth squad in hard. Marching manual hard. Press up down there. Get your chins up and dress up the end down. Ready, hunt!
Take your place in ranks. Is this your idea of handling men?
Under certain circumstances, yes, sir.
Someday you're apt to get your block knocked off.
I was captain of the boxing team at Culver, too.
I've often wondered how Culver managed to survive after you left. Well, men, your recruit training is drawing to a close. I've been watching you through your entire course, and tomorrow I'll recommend certain of you for C School. Blues will be issued to those who are chosen, and you'll parade in them Friday morning before the commanding officer. I don't want you men who are not selected to be disappointed. You'll find that your opportunities for service are not alone confined to sea duty, and that your jobs are equally important, wherever you're assigned. So always remember, wherever you are and whatever you do, you are all United States Marines. The men who have been selected for C School are present and accounted for, sir.
Private Winters. I congratulate you, Winters.
Thank you, sir.
Private Burt, sir. I congratulate you, Burt. Thank you, sir. Private Halls.
Goodbye, Wyoming. So long, you seagoing bellhops. Let me see you keep those decks clean.
Yeah, show that bunch at Camp Elliott what a real leatherneck is like.
Come on, I'll walk down the truck with you.
Well, keep the salt out of your eyes. I reckon somebody else will be moving into the tent now.
Maybe.
Chris, I want to thank you for everything you tried to do for me.
Ah, forget it.
It was all my fault. I just couldn't make the grade.
Hey, you'll make it yet. Without Dixie Smith.
Sure, they can't keep a guy like me down forever.
Remember what I told you, kid. Keep your sling tight and dig those feet in the dirt.
You said it. Hold him and squeeze him, Dent.
There goes a swell little guy.
Yeah, you can say that again, brother.
You look as if you'd lost your last friend.
Maybe I have.
Johnny Dent?
They kicked him out of here today.
Is this Mr. Chris Winters speaking? The hard-boiled Mr. Winters who thought the Sea School was just another high school fraternity?
Yeah, sure. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is. It's just the dirty way they rode him out of here. Broke his heart that burns me up.
That's not true, Winters, and you know it. I gave him every chance in the world.
Sure. That's what you call bellowing at him all the time, making his life miserable, driving him crazy.
Chris!
Especially after all that talk I've heard around here about tradition. The esprit de corps. Why, that kid from Wyoming had more inside him than you and all the rest of us put together.
Sure he did.
Then why did you keep hounding him? You knew what Sea School meant to him.
I don't have to explain anything to you, Winters. And it's about time you got it through that thick skull of yours that this corps run on ability, not sentiment. And that goes for you, too. Even if I have to put up with a lot from you because your father happens to be a friend of mine.
You leave my father out of this.
Chris!
Wait a minute, Winters. You can't hit me. You'll get yourself in real trouble.
I've no trouble. I've had enough of this place, and I've had enough of you, too.
Stop it, Winters. Don't be a fool.
I know what I'm doing, you big ape.
Stop it, Chris. They can court-martial you.
Attention! What's your name?
Private Winters, sir.
Couple of you men, take him to the brig.
Yes, sir.
All right, get going.
Attention!
All right, Winters, come here. What time does a prison train leave, Sergeant?
Report back to your outfit.
Does that mean I'm not under arrest anymore?
You heard your orders. Get going.
Must have had this thing figured out all wrong. Maybe they give you medals for socking, Sergeant. Good morning, gentlemen. It is morning, isn't it?
Listen, smart guy, lay off of that fresh stuff if I was you after what you just pulled on Dixie Smith.
Oh, that?
Yeah, a guy with a record like his.
25 years in the same outfit. Why, he's the best top kick in the business. He's got medals down the head.
Say, what is this, a lynching bee?
Just imagine a swell guy like Dixie taking a rap for a character like this.
What do you mean, rap?
You heard him. The Sarge is going to be busted.
Busted?
Yeah, he told him he hit you first, didn't he?
Now, wait a minute. He told him what?
Yes?
Sir, Private Winters requests permission to speak to the Major.
Is he out there now?
Yes, sir.
Very well, send him in.
The Major will see you.
Yes, Winters?
I understand Sergeant Smith told you he struck me first. That's not true, sir. He only grabbed my arms and tried to hold me off.
That's odd. Smith told me it was just the other way around.
I know, sir, but your niece saw the whole thing. She'll tell you what happened.
You realize, Winters, that this may mean prison and dishonorable discharge.
Yes, sir.
Orderly. Ask Miss Cochran, the dispensary, to come to my office at once.
Yes, sir.
Take a seat over there, Winters.
Yes, sir.
You saw the fight between Sergeant Smith and Private Winters?
Yes, sir.
Which one struck the first blow?
Sergeant Smith.
But he didn't. You know he didn't.
Winters was only defending himself.
Go on, Mary. Tell him the truth. It's all right. I want you to.
I have told him the truth.
But you haven't. You know I...
You're Chris Winters' son, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
He and Sergeant Smith served in France together?
Yes, sir, but that has nothing...
I understand. And that's exactly what we'd expect from Chris Winters' son.
But, sir, I'm trying...
That's all. You may go. Thank you.
But...
That's all?
Yes, sir. Mary, look. It was swell of you to lie for me like that.
I didn't lie for you. I said that only because I promised Sergeant Smith I would.
What?
And you needn't think he did it for you either. It was for your father.
Yeah, well, I don't want any of his favors.
If you had any sense, you'd realize he's the only friend you have.
Does that go for you, too?
in the world did you want to come here for?
Because they expect me not to.
I don't understand. What does it matter what they think? You'll be getting out of here before long.
It matters to me. And smile, will you? We're having a wonderful time.
Look, babe, you know what I've been thinking?
Yeah.
So sorry. Deucedly clumsy of me, old boy, eh? What?
Do I have to get knocked down just so you can prove you don't care what these people think?
How do you do?
How do you do? Chris, why don't you do what you know you want to do? You've got your weekend pass. We can run over to the hotel and call Uncle Bob. Well, he'll have your transfer arranged for by Monday. Oh, darling, we could have such a wonderful time.
Okay, they've seen me now. Let's go.
Do you really mean it?
But positively.
Chris, what is it?
How do I know? Maybe there's a fire.
Oh, it's all right, Sergeant. He has a pass.
Sorry, lady. All leaves are canceled. Don't you hear that siren? That means maneuvers are starting.
It's a fine time of night to start war games.
This has been signed by General Gordon himself.
It doesn't make any difference now, lady. It'd take a constitutional amendment to get him out of here.
5 minutes sooner, and we'd have made it.
No, wait. Sergeant, couldn't you just turn your back for a minute? No one would ever know.
You better make it snappy, buddy. Get back there and report to your sergeant.
Yes, sir. Get in touch with your uncle. Have everything arranged by the time I get back.
You won't change your mind.
Not this time.
Good night, St. Peter.
Right away. Aye, aye.
Come on, you men. Lend a hand with the ammunition.
Control. Ready. Stand by to load. Control. Oh, boy, this is the life.
Yeah, I thought they said it was tough out here in a battleship. This is a pleasure. I'll take this to drilling any time in the week.
Hey, brother, bring that bell over there, will you? Have him send me up a bottle of beer. Right over the ice, huh? I'm busy resting. Chin. Hey, where are you going? Got a date?
Yeah, so have you.
Get on your feet, men. Up and at 'em. The skipper has invited all of us to a little party.
Party?
Slip in your old clothes and be sure to button up warm because we're being transferred to a minesweeper.
Minesweeper? Tonight?
That's right. Target repair.
Target repair. That's murder.
You ain't kidding, brother. That's the dirtiest job in the Navy.
Nonsense. All you gotta do is sit in a boat and let 'em shoot at you.
Yeah, that's all. You just sit there.
Come on, man. Snap into it.
Stand by to commence firing.
Stand by to commence firing. Stand by to commence firing.
Cease firing.
Cease firing. Cease firing.
Bear a hand now, men. Only got 30 minutes to repair those targets before they open fire again.
Aye, aye, sir. You got 26 minutes. Bear a hand, men. We gotta shove off. Get aboard.
Get going, you guys. Come on, fellas, let's go.
Coming down. It's been close to 30 minutes already. Come on, let's get out of here.
Stand by to commence firing.
Stand by to commence firing. Stand by to commence firing. Boy, we just made it.
Brother, you can say that again.
Coffee, quick. Let's got a cigarette. Where's Smith? Why, he's right. Stand fast. We can get him, sir.
Yeah, we gotta get him. You can't leave him out there like that.
Get a message through to the flagship to cease firing. Tell them to cease firing, urgent. Men on target. Holy smoke. Cease firing.
Hey! On the widget!
What is it? Captain?
Let him see Dixie.
Stand by to heave him a line.
They can't kill you, old-timers. They ought to stop trying.
That's right. We just fade away.
Well, you go back to bed now. Tell them you need a special diet.
Thank you, sir. Steak medium and plenty of blonde nursing.
I'll pick her out myself.
Well, they tell me you're going to live. Sorry to hear it.
According to rumor, you could have prevented it.
Not while I was in your debt.
Is that why you did it?
Sure. What other reason would I have?
Then I suppose there's no point in saying thanks.
On the contrary. Now I can get out of here with a clear conscience.
You were getting out of the Marines?
With alacrity. I'm going to Washington and sit at a big desk with a highball in one hand and a private secretary in the other and think of you poor guys moiling and toiling your life away in some tropical paradise.
Maybe that's a good idea, Winters, and I'll tell you why. You've got everything it takes to make a good Marine. Courage, ability, stamina.
Never mind the Valentines.
Everything but this. Heart, spirit, the feeling of the Corps, the thing that makes a Marine different from any other fighting man in the world. And without that, you'll never make a leatherneck in a million years.
Well, for the first time, we're even. I haven't got what the Marines want, and the Marines certainly haven't got what I want. Maybe what you and I needed was a war, so we could look forward to something pleasant happening to one another.
I had you pretty well sized up from the first. Remember I told you I'd either make a Marine out of you or I'd drive you out? Well, I kept my promise. Now get out of here.
Oh, by the way, when I get to Washington, I'm going to do some checking up. I want to know why they missed that target.
Chris, I just heard what you did. It was wonderful.
Wonderful.
It's the sort of thing that, well, that Marines do, that makes the Corps what it is.
I don't know what they told you, but if you're trying to make me out a hero, forget it.
But they told me that you risked your life, that...
Yeah, I know. But I just don't want to owe that guy anything.
Chris.
Look, I tried to make it clear when I first got here that I don't want favors from anybody. I just dropped in to remind him of that and to say goodbye.
Goodbye?
Remember that job I was telling you about in Washington? Well, I'm taking it.
I don't believe it.
I've thought it all over, looked at it from every angle. I realize people have said that I quit, that I couldn't take it. Okay, maybe they're right, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not blaming anyone. Say I'm a misfit, a rugged individualist, anything you want to. All I know is they don't speak my language around here, and I don't speak theirs.
But, Chris, you can't just walk out like that.
Oh, yes, I can. I'd have quit long ago if it hadn't been for just one thing. You. Listen, Mary, I know this all started off as a wild flirtation, but you mean everything to me now. I could leave this place without an ounce of regret, but I can't leave you. Come with me, marry me.
I wanted you to say that, Chris, for a long time. I even practiced what I was going to say when you asked me. If you asked me.
You don't have to say anything. Come on.
No. What I wanted to say doesn't mean anything now. If I went with you, I'd be just a misfit, too. Goodbye, Chris. Good luck.
Get a load of the MP. Hey, Johnny. How are you? Wyoming. You look a swab.
What are you, practicing to be a cop at Shotwater?
Remember me?
Chris! Say, what's this I hear about you pulling Dixie Smith out of the lake?
Forget it. Pure case of mistaken identity.
Don't let him kid you, Johnny. He's just being modest.
Say, suppose they give you a medal for saving the Sarge. What'll you do with it?
What do you think?
Oh, Chris! Chris!
Excuse me a minute, fellas.
Come on, tell me all about it.
Look, it's all fixed, everything.
They say when I can leave?
Right now, today, as soon as you get them signed.
Good. I'll get some civvies and pick you up at the hotel. You better see about the tickets.
Oh, but darling, I already have.
You think of everything, don't you?
I try to.
Dad.
Hello, son.
What are you doing here?
Well, I thought I caught a faint scent of gunpowder in the air, and I wanted to make sure.
I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I had some shopping to do.
Oh, that's all right. It gave me a good chance to say hello to Dixie.
Oh.
I gather he thinks pretty highly of you, son.
Of me?
Oh, he told me you'd had your little run-ins, but I knew you would when I sent you down here.
Dad, there's something I want to tell you.
I know all about it, and I'm proud of you, son. For 25 years, I've been in debt to that man. I had to wait for you to repay him.
What do you mean?
I never told you a great deal about Dixie, have I?
No.
I wanted you to know him and find out for yourself. But now, well, I guess it won't do any harm for you to hear the whole story. Thank you, son. When I first got in the Marines in the last war, I was a pretty fresh young officer. I thought I knew everything. Just as I imagined you did when you first came here. I suppose that's because we both did so well at Culver. Well, we got to France. We headed for the front line. Dixie was my top sergeant. To me, of course, he was just another non-com. I was giving the orders around there. I wasn't listening to Dixie Smith or anybody else. And then one day, they sent us out to capture an important salient. I lost my head completely. The plain truth is I was scared stiff.
You're burning a hole in my blanket, Dad.
I'm sorry, son. I never could handle those fool things. Well, sir, for a while, it looked like we were all going to be wiped out. The only thing I could think of was to get back. Every man for himself and devil take the hindmost. I yelled at Dixie, but he wouldn't budge. I called him every name in the book. I threatened to have him shot for disobedience. He just looked at me and then did the only thing left. He gave me his boot, yes, sir, right where the Allegheny joins the Monongahela to form the Ohio. That's why I'm limping today. And he issued a few quiet orders, and we held on. In fact, we knocked over a half a dozen machine gun nests that day. Got decorated, kissed by Marshal Foch, and as gloriously drunk in Paris as any two sailors you ever saw.
Why didn't you ever tell me this before, Dad?
Well, son, it's not exactly the sort of a thing a man likes to talk about before his children.
Well, at least I won't have to go around explaining anymore how you got shot in the back.
Well, I guess I'll go over and pay my respects to General Gordon. Perhaps we could get a little time together later. You can tell me all about your plans.
Sure, Dad. That'll be swell.
Did he go for it, Skipper?
I don't know. I did some pretty fast talking. Only hope I didn't put it on too thick. By the way, if the point ever comes up, you saved me from being a coward.
I saved you from what?
I'm still limping from a kick you're supposed to have given me in no man's land.
Well, I'll be. That settles it.
Hey, how about that little crap game you promised me?
Forget it. I'm getting out of this place for good. How do you like that guy? He's even got my old man working on me. Nothing like traveling light.
But, darling, you don't expect me to run about with nothing but a toothbrush, do you? He just adores good music.
Maybe you ought to let him take lessons.
We interrupt this program coming to you from New York to bring you the following special news bulletin. Washington. Steve Early, the President's secretary, has just released from the White House further information concerning the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and Manila. While details are lacking, indications are that the two squadrons of Japanese bombers attacking at dawn caused severe damage to naval units and air forces based at Honolulu and took a heavy toll in lives. Early stated that the air assaults on the American fleet are continuing. For further reports, stay tuned to the station to which you're listening.
Why, the dirty, yellow...
But that can't be true. I know. It's Orson Welles.
1 hour after the treacherous move against the American outposts, Ambassador Nomura and Special Envoy Kuritsu were in Secretary of State Hull's office handing him the official Japanese response to President Roosevelt's offer.
What's that?
Hey, that's my outfit.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
To kiss those monkeys goodbye.
Chris!
Well, Sarge, I'm here.
Go on, beat it.
Look, Sarge, I was only kidding.
Get out of the way, you're blocking the street.
This isn't just your war. I've got as much right as any...
Beat it. Go sit in your swivel chair where you belong. You're just an ex-Marine. I had the pleasure of taking your transfer papers to General Gordon myself.
Well, how did I know there was going to be a war? Besides, Dad can get the papers back.
Not before we're gone.
All right, I'll go without them then.
You've got a fat chance of getting on that boat without a uniform.
All right, if that's the situation. Here, hold this.
I don't have to take all this from you. I'm a civilian. You said so yourself. Hey, wait a minute. All right, get back in there. You men close in around.
Get those papers from General Gordon. Send them to Helene's uncle and tell him I said he...
Never mind, I got them right here.
Good.
God bless you, son, and give them hell.
So long, Leatherneck, and I'll send you a couple of Japs for Christmas.
Get on up there, Winters. You're holding up the wall.
Yes, sir.
Keep your eyes up, Winters. Up, I said. Higher! Higher!